Natural Sciences. I'm also a law student at the University of Zambia, and in this video I am going to be talking about how one can get admission to the University of Zambia and the process of applying for a loan. Feel free to subscribe to our channel, Juniors and Seniors Institute of Natural Sciences, where we get to explain and give guide to all those that need guide in relation to academics.
Jay, mix this thing.
Louder, louder. Eddie Africa, te? King City Daddy. Charge. 1, 2.
Without talking much further about the necessary things, allow me to dive into how one can apply at the University of Zambia. What you need is to have good results. Obviously, if you're going to apply at the University of Zambia, most of the times there's competition, so the picking criteria at the university is based on how well you've performed in relation to others. Those of you that have got good grades in science related subjects at grade 12 will find it easy to apply in the School of Natural Sciences, and those of you that have got good grades in social studies and subjects like accounts, civic education, you will be able to find it easy to apply in business school as well as School of Humanities respectively. Alright, so applications. So usually what happens is that when you finish your grade 12, you will have to wait for a period of 2 years for you to gain admission at the University of Zambia. That's if you want to be admitted as a student who is sponsored by the government, a student who is under government sponsorship. So if you complete your grade 12 and let's say if you completed in 2017, you would have to wait, or you would gain admission, or you start learning as a first year student at the University of Zambia in 2020. So 2017 meaning you complete somewhere in November, December, so we don't count it. So we're going to say 2018, 2019, then 2020 February you will be a first year student. So what happens is, suppose you finished in 2017, your results will obviously be out somewhere February 2018, and after receiving your results you can apply somewhere June, July. The applications usually run from June all the way till December. So meaning you completed 2017, you apply in June 2018 up to December. The application will be open till December. Afterwards, acceptance letters or acceptance of a person will be done that other year. So meaning in 2019, somewhere February, March, the university will inform you whether or not you have been accepted. And meaning 2019, somewhere August, applications will be available for those that want to apply for loans, and results will be out in November, somewhere November 2019. Then you would be in school in 2020 February. Okay, so with that being said, allow me to talk more about the criteria that the university uses to pick people that have applied in different schools. So basically, the University of Zambia has got 3 broad schools. They're not the only schools obviously, but the main schools that one can apply under if you want to be given a scholarship or a loan by the government. We've got the School of Natural Sciences, the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, and lastly the School of Education. These are the 3 schools at the University of Zambia where one can apply in and be given a loan and be by the government. So how the university gets to pick who will be under a particular school. So let me start with the School of Natural Sciences. So a School of Natural Sciences is a school which has got programs that are science related. For example, those that want to study medicine, engineering, pharmacy, nursing, agricultural science, agronomy, actuarial sciences, all those. are found under the School of Natural Sciences. So in the past, what used to happen is that when you're applying, you don't get to apply as a medical student. You apply under the School of Natural Sciences, and first year was about making points. Well, this year things have changed a bit, but the difference is not that much. This year you will not apply under the School of Natural Sciences per se, but you are going to apply in a particular program that you want to be picked. So for example, if you want to study medicine, you directly apply for medicine. But however, that does not mean you'll be exempted from going into the School of Natural Sciences. You have to go through the School of Natural Sciences at first year and make points. Afterwards, that's when you will be quoted in a particular field. That's the School of Natural Sciences. So how one gets to be chosen by the university? If you want to apply, for example, in the School of Natural Sciences, and your major is, maybe you want to study medicine, okay? So the first thing is the grades that you have. The grades that you have. The University of Zambia does not have specific grades that it requires for someone to be picked in a particular school. So there is no clear cut, say we only need people that have got 6 points or 7 points. There is no clear cut. But what's there is that competition is created by your fellows. So okay, or the grades that you have is the career pathway. Okay, what this means is, suppose you have 2 people that have got 8 points each. One did not take pure sciences, another one took pure sciences, and the university has had to choose between the one that took pure sciences and the one that did not, in terms of a seat, who is going to be given a seat in the School of Natural Sciences as a first year student. The university would obviously go for one that was taking pure sciences, because the options that they were taking are in line with what they are going to be, that they are in line with what they are going to be doing at first year. Okay, so like I've said, the second thing that the university looks at is the career pathway. Pathway. What options were you taking? And the first thing I've said is competition. You are shaped, the options that you take are shaped in line with program that you want to do. So for example, there will be a business career pathway where people at grade 12 will be taking commerce, accounts, those things that are related to business. So if you apply at the University of Zambia and you want to do a science related program, they'll also look at the career pathway, meaning what options were you taking at grade 12. Usually people that have got people that were taking pure courses or pure subjects stand a better chance of being picked compared to those that were not taking pure subjects. So those that were taking additional mathematics and pure physics, pure chemistry, they stand a chance of being picked in the School of Natural Sciences compared to those who were not. All right, so with that being said, allow me to proceed and talk about the loans, applying for loans. So you have to be careful, because you cannot apply for a loan, government loan. In the past days it used to be called bursary. You apply for government loan if you haven't been accepted at a particular institution. So the first thing is you need to look for a university or college where loans are offered. There are quite a number now. The government has extended the loan program to quite a number of universities and colleges. Nkrumah is one of them, Mulungushi University is one of them, EvelynHone College is one of them, Copperbelt University, the University of Zambia, Robert Makasa, all those universities where the government is now offering loans. So you need to, the first thing is you apply to a school where loans are offered, and after you've applied, your name will come out at a particular school before applying for a loan. Okay, remember what I said at the beginning of this video. You can only apply for government loans if you've waited for 2 years, if you're going to go to school after 2 years. And I think part of the reasons why the government does this is because they are trying to cater for everyone's expense, and it's expensive to to be paying for students, so they try to create a gap. Okay, so like I've said, you need to make sure that you've applied to a school where loans are given by the government. So after applying, you'll be picked. So like example, the University of Zambia might pick you in February, and you need to wait. Okay, so the institution that has been assigned to be advertising and giving out loans is the is Higher Education Loans and Scholarship Board. It's under the Ministry of Higher Education, and this is a department that gives out loans. So you need to be in touch with Higher Education Loans and Scholarship Board, like their page, and stay connected. See, okay, when they're advertising, usually they get to advertise somewhere in August. Most of the times advertisements are made in August. So I'll go back to the earlier example that I had given. Suppose you applied school in 2017, you applied 2018 June, you'll be picked in 2019 somewhere February, and in 2019 August you have to apply for a loan. Okay, so part of the things that you need when applying for a loan, so loans are basically given. There's a criteria that Higher Education Loans and Scholarship Board uses to give loans. One of them obviously is the results that you have. Okay, remember, it's a loan, it's not bursary, it's a loan. You have to pay back afterwards. So think of it as a normal loan. When you're giving out a loan to a person, the first thing that you want is you want to give a loan to someone who is going to pay you back, or where you've got guarantee that this person is going to pay back the money afterwards. Same with the government. When they give out, when they're giving out these loans, or when they're advertising these loans, they are looking for those people that have done extremely well. But in most cases, people have said no, they give based on who is vulnerable, who can't pay for themselves. But now I think things have changed. So grades, how well have you performed at grade 12? If you've got very good grades, you have a greater chance of being given a loan compared to those that don't have good grades. I know of situations where people have been given admission, and we know this is common. A lot of people are given admission at a particular university, but they fail to get a loan. Okay, so the university will first look at how would you perform at grade 12. If you've got good results, then you stand a chance. It's more like security for the government. Having good results is more like security for the loan that the government is going to give you. So second thing is, how vulnerable are you as a person? Okay, so what you need to do is you need to show that you are vulnerable, you are incapable of paying for yourself. And how do you do that? You obviously need to have authority or backing. This is what we call recommendations. You need to get recommendations. So the first thing that you would obviously have to get is a recommendation from your secondary school. Go to your secondary school and let them write you a letter. And secondary schools are aware of this program. They know. It's not like you going there will be the first time. They give these recommendations. So go there. The recommendation should be in line with what you want. If they can, let them modify it and tell or put in that letter that you are unable to pay for yourself, or you are financially incapable of paying for your tuition fees. Okay, so after getting a recommendation from your school, you can also get a recommendation from your church. Okay, get a recommendation from your pastor or whoever directs the church. If it's a priest, get one from the priest. Okay, another recommendation that you need to get is a recommendation from you need to get a recommendation from this from the MP, area member of parliament. Go there, they will write you a recommendation. You can also get a recommendation from an organization. If there's an organization that was sponsoring your secondary education, I know of one like SOS. You can go there and they write you a letter. All these are supporting documents that you have to present together with the application that you take to Ministry of to Higher Education Loans and Scholarship Board. Okay, if the people that were keeping you, for example, if you were staying with your father and he's the one that used to pay for your education, if those people have died, you can also get a death certificate and attach it to your application. Okay, all of this, what you're trying to do is just support the fact that you are unable to pay for yourself. So I'm just going to run through the documents that I've said you need. You need to get a recommendation from your school, secondary school, get a recommendation from your church, get a recommendation from your MP. If you are in touch with your counselor, you can get one from your counselor. Get a recommendation from an NGO. If at all there's an NGO that was sponsoring you, you can also attach a death certificate. Okay, if you're staying with your grandparents, it's better you attach the NRSC of your grandparents. Okay, if it's your grandparents that are keeping you, attach their NRSC and indicate. You need to write a personal letter indicating that you're staying with your grandparents and your parents died, so you're unable to sponsor yourself. All you're trying to do is just trying to show that you are vulnerable, you're unable to pay for yourself. Okay, after that you would have to take back the application and you go for interviews. After some time, you take back the application and they'll call you for interviews. After maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they'll call you for interviews and they'll interview you. The information that they'll ask you for should be in line with what you provided in the letters that you submitted and the recommendations. So with those documents, I think in most cases you can be given 100% loan, meaning they'll pay for all your tuition fees. However, if that's not the case, they can also give you 75 or 50, some even get 25%. So it just depends with how lucky you are. Okay, so that's it, just a quick run through over what I have said. So for you to get accepted at the University of Zambia, you need to apply, and applying you need to figure out which year you want to go to school under government loans. Okay, so if you finish your education in 2017, then you would be in school in 2020, so apply the following year. If you finish in 2017, apply in 2018. Okay, so after applying, like I've said, I've talked about the criteria, which include competition, the career pathway, and other factors that the university might have to consider. Okay, then from there I've talked about applying for a loan. You can only apply for a loan after you have been picked by a particular school where loans are offered by the government. Okay, so applying, you need to look for that moment when the when Higher Education Loans and Scholarship Board advertises. Some people even miss, they don't, because of not being updated with information, they do not really get to know that applications are invited. So you find that I know of someone that ended up not applying for a loan because of not knowing that advertisements had been made. So you need to be updated. You need to look up Loans and Scholarship Board, and I've said most of the time it's in August. Okay, then you need to supply them with those necessary documents, and the documents, like I've said, you need a recommendation from your secondary school, a recommendation from your church, recommendation from MP, recommendation from an NGO. You need a death certificate if there's any, and you also need to write a personal letter. Okay, so with that,
Jay, mix this thing.
Louder. Eddie Africa, King City Daddy. Charge. 1, 2. When she